I went ahead and joined several ADHD groups on Facebook today. And on these groups, I found a lot of parents. And a lot of the parents that I was messaging with on there were really concerned about their kids. They were talking about how their kids were out of control. And one particular post, this woman was having someone else watch her kids, and the person was so frustrated. They were swearing, and anyway, it was really, really sad. And I wanted to give a voice of reassurance to some of these parents, and also a little bit of advice. So when I was younger, um, I went through a period of time where, like, let's see, I was probably 7 or 8 ish, somewhere in there, probably 7, maybe 6, where I was a complete terror. I mean, I was uh, I was a scary kid. Um, I have memories of um, biting my. Oh, hey, Jake. Looks like Jake's watching there. How's it going? I have memories of biting my cousins and making them bleed. One cousin in particular. Sorry, Mike. I have memories of taking a shovel and attacking my cousins. I think Mike was the one that got hit by that one too. Sorry again, Mike. Um, yeah, no biting. I've that activity's gone away now. So, and I have memories of uh, chasing after some of my siblings, trying to urinate on them. I was a scary little kid. I watched a video recording of me, and I was out of control. And my aunts got together. My mom was really really close with her sisters, and they got together and they had a meeting about me, about how I was out of control and how I, needed to be disciplined. And I think back then, besides having ADHD, which I didn't at the time didn't have the official diagnosis for, um, I had another disease. It was a congenital birth disease and or defect, and so my parents felt kind of bad for me. I mean, they thought that I might kind of grow up sort of handicapped, and they were kind of worried about me, and so they weren't real strict with me because they felt kind of bad. I had health problems, big scar on my stomach and stuff, and and so they weren't real strict with the disciplining like they were with the other my other older siblings. I was the youngest of five, and so after they had this meeting about me being a complete terror and needing to be disciplined because I was out of control, biting and peeing and hitting people with shovels and crazy stuff like that. Um, they had this special meeting about me, and my mom decided that she was going to start disciplining me. So let's pause for a second. A lot of parents find out that their kid has ADHD and they say, well, no, well, he can't help or she can't help their behavior, so let's just kind of go easy on them and let's not discipline like we would normal kids because the kid can't help it. He's doing all these bad things, but he just has impulse problems. So I think that's bad. It's good to understand what your kid's going through, but it's bad to decide not to discipline your child because they have ADHD. If anything, they actually need more discipline. Um, my mom started being extremely consistent with me. I had the exact same consequence for the misbehavior every single time. It was totally predictable. And so I knew exactly what would happen when I disobeyed my mom. And as a kid with ADHD, and any kid really, to some degree, but I think more so with ADHD kids. I think personally, I'm not going to go into this now, I talk about this in my book, but I think personally ADHD is kind of a spectrum more than just you have it or you don't have it. Uh, so any kid would fit somewhere on there, just about. So anyway, we're driven towards discovery. I wonder what mom's going to do this time. I wonder if she'll yell. I wonder if she'll just ignore it. I wonder if she'll scream. I wonder if she'll take my toy away. I wonder what'll happen. It's this exciting kind of novelty sort of experience. And what's going to happen when I do this? When I throw sand in Billy's eyes, or hit my cousin with a shovel, or bite him, or whatever, But if the exact same thing happens every time, all the novelty is just drained from this activity. Gosh, every time I do this, I sit in timeout for 10 minutes and I lose all my toys that I was playing with. And this is like really boring and not very exciting at all. And there's no discovery here because I've already discovered it 3 times. And I want to go discover something else. So anyway, point is if your kid's misbehaving, 2 things, I'm going to raise my fingers here so it's more exciting, are 2 things to keep in mind. One is that they can change. They can grow up and become a normal, functioning adult, assuming that I'm normal and functioning. I think I'm pretty good. I just got through medical school. I'm okay. I'm pretty functioning. I have a very happy marriage. I've got 5 kids. Oh, there it is up at the corner there. That's my family. And I have a fantastic relationship with my wife. We are very happy. So first one is we can learn. We can overcome this. We can become normal people. I gotta be careful saying how normal I am, but relatively functioning and normal. And 2 is that the advice is, please don't excuse the behavior and stop disciplining your kids. You need to discipline them. It needs to be very consistent. Don't be mean. Just be loving and consistent. I really recommend there's this book called Parenting with Love and Logic. It's fantastic. I'd recommend reading it if I were you. So 2 pieces of advice. Don't give up hope. I know that ADHD is a spectrum, so there are kids that are worse than I was. I struggled, and I struggled as well in school. I fortunately, when I was very young, I had a grandmother who had a PhD in education, and I was very fortunate that she actually sat down with me, and she spent time educating me. She taught me how to read. She taught me how to do math. She taught me my multiplication tables. She did all these things with me, one-on-one tutoring with a PhD in education. So I got really lucky in that department. But some of the ideas and methods I talk about in my book as well. So you can get a little bit of help there. And sometimes as parents, like, I just don't have time to do this. And you may not have time right now. But if you can teach your kid how to read, and then if you can go through the book, if you get the Audible, it's like $6 online. You can listen to the whole thing. If you put it on double speed, you can finish the whole thing in about an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, really? $6 for an hour and 15 minutes, that's like cheaper than a movie. So that's a great way to get through the book, just so you can hear the ideas, hear the principles. A lot of good tips in there. And if you can't do that, I'm going to keep making videos on here. Just do what you can do, and don't give up on your kids. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Just do the right things. Best of luck to you.